Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday again. So, of course, we have another episode of Series 11. This is the 8th episode, and we are 2 episodes from the finale. This time it is The Witchfinders by Joy Wilkinson. And, well, this is going to be hard. There are a lot of things to enjoy about this episode. Honestly, this is an episode I was kind of looking forward to because I really like Ellen Cumming, and Alan Cumming didn't disappoint. But sadly, the episode itself felt extremely average. At least to me. Spoilers, obviously. Oddly enough, because I think one of the biggest problems with this episode is the fact that, as an episode, it really needs to be 2 parts. At about 38 minutes in, we have this amazing moment for a cliffhanger where we could possibly have done some really interesting stuff, and then playing, being a, one of those, a story where we have, just about everything. No, seriously, it feels like you could have had gone such further with the story. Like, you had some really good paranoia stuff with like witches in this first half, and the biggest problem is that as a story, it just isn't fleshed out enough. The ending feels like, we beat them. We saved the king, we beat them. Like, I don't even really know how they beat them. Like, it was done and wrapped up in the last 5 minutes. Like, seriously, it wasn't one of, it wasn't one of the, one of the best episodes. It felt very average. Joy Wilkinson, obviously, she knows how to pen a story. She knows how to pen build up. She's a new writer, but I don't think she knows how to pen a conclusion as well, at least with this episode, if this episode is anything to go by. Because the biggest problem here is the conclusion. There's, it's an episode, where, it doesn't feel right that we aren't ending here. We are ending, with, it's like, oh, we've decided to stop. That's one of the big issues, is that it's like, almost like the plot stopped, everything's good, we're leaving. Like, the final scene is great, like, the doctor leaving, and the doctor being kind of sulky is okay. And I really did like Jodie Whittaker. She's giving a good performance. Though, a couple lines she's like, oh, I'm not being trusted because now I'm a woman. Yeah, no, that's kind of, I mean, I guess, but, just some of it just always annoys me that, people use witch hunts as completely female, even though, there were men tried as witches too. Like, oddly enough, if the doctor was a man, nothing in this story would probably play out differently. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm fine obviously with James not trusting her, because obviously he wouldn't, because 1300s. But if she was a man, she still would probably be dunked as a witch. Like, if this was a Capaldi episode, Capaldi would probably still be in the chair. Actually, this would be pretty interesting as a Capaldi episode, I think. But Whittaker does a really good job. I kind of like Yaz, that Yaz got some stuff to do. She's still the weakest of the characters. She just doesn't get enough screen time. It's not she doesn't get enough screen time. It's just she doesn't get enough focus at all. Like, she's just sort of, it's like, I'm there because we have to have 3. You could probably just drop her from the episode and it would be fine. Oddly enough, I love the mystery element. The mystery of, like, well, what's this mud? And it sort of builds and builds. It's like, why is it reanimating corpses? Why does this lady have an axe behind her bed? I mean, it's obvious that the lady in charge of the witch hunts, who is great, she was great. She was a lot of fun. A good a good, decent villain. You know, it's one of those things that you know, uh, um, it's just as an episode, you have some great moments. This woman, she's so fanatical. She's great. I mean, she's not quite the spinster-esque, like, crazy lady accusing people of witchcraft, but she kind of is, and she just plays it with relish, and it's really, really good. Also, James the First is great. He is enjoyable. I love Alan Cumming in this episode. Alan Cumming is, obviously having a lot of fun. I wish they would have referenced the plotters. Because that also has James the First in it. Because, that would just made my day. I know it was obviously not gonna happen. But, it still probably would have been nice. Yeah. Like, it would have been nice to see a reference. Again, part of the problem is, I think just the last 5 minutes is one of the biggest problems, because it doesn't feel like we are actually ending here. It just feels like, we're done. We've stopped. It's fine. We're not doing anything. But the direction itself was great. Shelley Abraham is back, I believe, in the director's chair. I might be wrong. On that, but either Sally Abraham or Jamie Childs. Either way, it's a really nicely directed episode. Whoever deserves the praise here, because it shows a lot of it's like a lot of fun angles, like a lot of low angles for like the dead rising up, and I love the idea of aliens reanimating corpses. It's a Sally Abraham episode, but yeah, the aliens reanimating the corpses. Honestly, that would be a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's creepy. This probably would have been a really nice episode. If you wanted to switch this in the schedule with Arachnids in the UK, you probably would have even enjoyed it more, because it does sort of have that Halloween-y type feel. But again, you really, really should have had... you really should have had the story probably be 2 episodes. Just because, it's okay. It's not, and it's fun. It's a nice bit of fluff, but it's just nothing special. Like, give it 2 episodes and you would have had something really special here. Heck, I'd love the design of the aliens. Go more, like, have like the, like, there actually be a bit more, let us go a little darker into the aliens, like, ooh, maybe even, let everything, sort of unravel itself. Have the king maybe even go insane. Something you could have just done more with it. It's very, it's average. It could have. It feels like it's missing the potential. A lot of people are really enjoying this one, which I don't know. I don't feel like, am I just off base here? Like, I'm probably gonna give this one. I would probably have to give it something around a 5. It's not. I still think Tsuranga Conundrum is probably the worst of the season, though that one's probably more around a 4 than a 5, because that was just, that left a bad taste in my mouth. It was a nice piece of light entertainment. I can't really fault it for that. But, like, it was okay. It wasn't. It needed more time to breathe, honestly. I enjoyed the companions as usual. The Doctor was good. Though a couple of the gender references they were just a bit annoying. Like, they really shouldn't be. Also, Houdini references. Why do we keep referencing Houdini? I mean, yeah. Yeah. Like, there are points that I didn't. I think it went a bit too safe. I think it should have tried to take more risks and maybe, give it a second episode. Like, that's one of the problem with 2-parters. Like, it's a problem with the season in general. So I think this season really just hopefully we get more 2-parters going forward. Just because we're suffering from 45-minute syndrome. That's the issue here. So yeah, that's really all I'm gonna say. It's probably around Witchfinders is probably around a 5. Not bad, but not perfect either.